Hi, I'm Andrea, the Director of First Store Early Childhood Professional Learning. We're really excited to be here today, where my career pathway in early childhood began, right here in this room at North Pine Christian College Childcare and Early Learning Centre. Today we're going to be sharing people's career stories with you and asking the big question, is early childhood a job or a profession?
A lot of people don't or haven't in the past seen it as a profession, but we're touching and influencing the lives of children at a very crucial time in their lives. And we are supporting their learning, we're supporting their development, we're supporting their character, and we're supporting them to become the little people that they're going to grow up to be and shaping them for their future.
So you might be wondering if you've got what it takes to be an early childhood educator and enter into this amazing profession. We really are part of seeing children flourish. So the good news is we are guided by a brilliant framework called the Early Years Learning Framework for Australia. And this teaches educators, as you go through your training and as in your everyday practice, your values and beliefs, the principles that we need to have, the practices that guide us, and also what we're hoping to achieve for each child. So there are long-term goals. And the big overarching goals for the children are on this cover of the framework here, and they are for each child to feel a sense of belonging, that they're going to engage in being a child and being challenged and being in a state of flow and play, being with other children, and a sense of becoming. So these children will become great citizens of the future that have got great skills and feel capable. So it's a mighty role, and it's really up to us to nourish each child's development and learning, guided by what's in this framework. So let's just take a look at the 5 principles that are in this framework, and these, if you like, are values and beliefs that you'll need as an educator. They're for every single educator to build and share this professional knowledge together, and how these form our practices. So the first principle is that we'll have secure relationships and respectful relationships with each child. So when we talk about secure relationships, they're going to get a sense of trust with us. We'll be predictable, we'll be kind, we won't be snappy one minute and cuddly the next, that there'll be this lovely warm predictability and respectful way of interacting with children. And reciprocal means two-way. So we're not just going to be teaching them and expecting them to be quiet. We'll be listening to them as much as we're speaking to them. So it's a two-way relationship. And we talk about being co-learners with the child. So we're learning with them, learning about them. So it's a beautiful place to be, where we value these positive relationships. So the interesting thing is that children's brains are developing in this crucial stage, and the messages that they hear from us in these relationships are forming their sense of who they are, their own identity. So they're basically kind of asking us each day that they come to us, who am I? How do I belong here? And what's my influence? And so the interactions we provide with the children and the relationships and the environments and experiences we provide will help them to really form a positive sense of self-worth that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. So we're messaging in these really important messages about who they are and their early childhood experience with us. So this is the first principle: secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationships. So there's lots to learn about this. As you complete your qualification, there's a whole unit about this very subject. The next one is partnership. So principle 2 really values the role of the parent And it's with the understanding that when we work as educators, work in partnership with families, then much better outcomes will be achieved for the child. So it's really thinking about how we value what the family member or the parent knows about the child and how we support each other, valuing that knowledge. So it's all about working together in best interest of the child. So you might say, oh, I love working with children, and that's fine, but you need to also realize that part of your role as an educator is having these professional conversations and friendly conversations with their family, with their parents as well. So sharing your knowledge of the child together is a really important part of your work as an educator. Okay, so principle 3 is about having high expectations and equity. So when we think about high expectations, we really, it comes with this understanding that children are likely to live up to what you believe of them. So you'll probably think of a person that's had an influence in your life because they've had negative expectations of what you can achieve and kind of labelled you and put you into a box. So that's the opposite of high expectations. So we really want to see each child as a capable learner and a successful learner in their own pathway. And so it's how we provide for that and see that. That's what we call our image of the child. So the other thing here is equity. So equity means that no child is really left behind, that we are looking at the children that need additional support, that might have barriers to learning or their well-being, and how we support them and respond to them so that they can be successful and have these opportunities available to them for play and learning. So that means we're really focused on including all children and giving each child a chance to participate at their level and as appropriate for that child. So this lovely sense of giving children what they need is part of being child-focused. And let's just think a little bit more about high expectations, because when we understand the image that we see children, if we see children as confident, involved, and capable learners, then what we provide for them is very different than if we see that they need perhaps mollycoddling and protecting. So yes, it's important that we give children age-appropriate challenge and equipment and tools to play with, but it's also our responsibility to see them as capable and provide these opportunities and help them to learn how to use challenge and risky play that is so essential for learning. So we don't want to mollycoddle children, I call it, where we're just keeping them bored and stagnating, because without challenge there isn't any learning. So providing beautiful environments that best support children and their learning experiences is really important. The fourth principle is that we respect diversity. Now, when you think about it, you're going to be exposed to many, many different families with different cultures, different beliefs, children with different abilities, parents with different abilities. So it's how you appreciate people's similarities, that the things we've got in common and enjoy connecting over those, but also how you show interest in learning about the differences between people and really celebrating those differences within your education, within the program, and by being respectful. Also, this respectful interactions really branches across all of the families, all of the children, all of your team members. This is all part of being an early childhood professional. and your role as an educator. So the final principle is really what is the huge difference between being an early childhood professional or just turning up and thinking it's a job that you can just come and do, because there's this principle that every educator will be basically have a growth mindset, and that's achieved through this commitment to ongoing learning and reflecting about what you're doing and why you're doing it to keep improving your practice. Because at the end of the day, we really have really got to keep focusing on doing our best and being our best, because our work is so important. So this means that we do have to front up and be observant, be aware of what's happening, be aware of even our mood, our own feelings, how they're impacting our practice and influencing children. So we're very attuned, is the word, to what's going on out there, and observant, noticing children's cues, noticing what's working, what's not working, noticing who needs help or support. So we're constantly looking around, being able to scan the environment and take initiative. This means that we're demonstrating this is a learning disposition here, being curious. So, we'll use phrases like I wonder, and we'll be pondering and questioning things in our own practice, but also with children as well. So a nice thing here is we're looking at being co-learners with children. So we're not the teacher that knows it all. We're very much hoping to inspire them to be the learners and to share what they know, and really focus on that at their level. But we're also co-learners with the families and within the team that we work in. So you can see this role as an educator is very relationship-based. We need to be good with people. All of these principles relate to being skilled with people. So also that means this desire to have a growth mindset, we need to be able to be open to receive feedback, and also eventually when we start feeling more confidence to be able to give feedback to other people and really affirm their strengths and help each other along the way to be the best we can be. This means that you will be studying to be an educator. You'll need to complete your Certificate 3 as a minimum qualification. Then you can go on and complete your diploma or your Bachelor of Teaching or of Early Childhood Education. So there's many pathways that you can continue professional knowledge, but it is really an expectation that you will in the workplace continue learning. You'll observe other people's practice and be open to learning from them and with them. You'll be likely to take up e-learning courses or webinars or go to workshops to keep your professional knowledge growing. So this means with this professional knowledge, you've got better ways of generating ideas and better ways to in your practice. And so this growth mindset is really based on you being adaptable and open to change, not getting stuck in your ways and thinking we know it all, because we're all in this learning together. New research comes out all the time that informs our practice. But the beautiful thing is the Early Years Learning Framework is guided by this research and evidence and great theories that have happened over time. So we're in good hands. We've got this Early Years Learning Framework to guide us in our role of being an educator. So I hope these principles help you and guide you to really reflect on, am I suited to being an educator? Am I people-focused? Am I respectful in my relationships? Am I open to working in partnership with families and having those conversations with families? Do I have high expectations for children? as capable, successful learners? And can I provide those environments that will help them to learn? And will I show respect for all people of all abilities and all cultures? And am I open to ongoing learning with this growth mindset so that I can really be and give my best in this role?
Hi, I'm Hilary. I'm Director of Everton Park Childcare and Development Centre, and I'm very, very passionate about providing high quality for children. We've just been awarded our excellent rating by CEQA, and we are all absolutely delighted. We've worked very, very hard to achieve that. We worked very hard as a team together, and so that's been a lovely result for us. That doesn't mean we're stopping, we're continuing our quality, and I'm now currently training for my studying for my Diploma of Leadership and Management with First Door. First Door are a fantastic training organisation. They are equally as passionate about providing quality of care for all children. So they're building their program from the base level up. So you've got people doing their Certificate 3 right through to management and leadership. And it's great to hear that people are being trained properly by a fantastic organisation.